Okay, there we go. Finally, the camera decides to work right. So, this is the WWE review this week. And I was totally wrong, actually. Alexa Bliss did not retain her championship. Naomi won at WrestleMania. I didn't really watch the whole entire match, so I didn't really see who ended up winning, but that was who ended up winning that match. So, we'll start with Monday Night Raw. I thought Monday Night Raw was very good. You had the Hardys defending the championships against Gallows and Anderson. Um, and then Sheamus and Cesaro went up against the Revival, who made their debut on Monday Night Raw. We found out that Kurt Angle was the new general manager. He was appointed that by Mr. McMahon himself. I thought the show was pretty good. We saw the debut of Emma finally, or what was supposed to be Emelina, but now she's Emma again. So she was in a tag team match with all the other women on the roster. Bailey looked really worn out in the match because of WrestleMania. So did Sasha and Charlotte, if you want my honest opinion. They looked like they were about ready to fall asleep after the match. But they're pretty much worn out after the week. Um, so that was Monday Night Raw. Finn Balor came back too at the end of the end of the show, which I was happy for, and and he kicked Kevin Owens' butt, which I was glad for. So maybe we'll get a title match between those two. So then we're gonna move on to WWE SmackDown. Had to move the camera there. So SmackDown was really solid. We saw the debut of Ty Dillinger, who came out and I think he wrestled Ziggler. I think that's who he wrestled. Um, and then we also found out that Nakamura debuted as well at the end of the show. And then we find out that there's supposed to be some type of like SmackDown versus Raw next Monday. Let's just call it the draft. Personally, that's what it is. We're gonna have another one. So we might have another shakeup with people going from one show to the other show again. And it's official. Undertaker retired. He announced it all over the media sites all over the internet, and in interviews he's talked about retiring anyways. So he's gone. So no Undertaker at WrestleMania anymore. So I'm not really happy about it. Um, Boy, I don't know what else to talk about in this. Big Show's gonna retire, I guess, too. I think next year. So a lot of the originals are gonna start kind of fading out. Um, we find out that John Cena and Nikki Bella are both taking time off. They are not going to be wrestling as much, honestly, and then they're supposed to be going on their whatever, getting married, honeymoon, whatever it is. Um, so we're gonna see a lot of shakeups, I think, with the rosters. NXT did like a farewell show for Nakamura. Um, so now it's basically Bobby Roode's show, I guess, because Eric Young is still there too. But I mean, they're gonna be bringing in some other people to kind of help the brand out. Like Galloway is supposed to be debuting in a match sometime soon. We don't really know yet. Um, Shelton Benjamin announced that he is cleared to compete, so he will be coming back to SmackDown and wrestling for them unless he gets drafted to Raw. But I really hope not, because we kind of need him in that Intercontinental Championship division with Dean Ambrose. Because I got to be honest, the Dean Ambrose Baron Corbin rivalry is getting a little old and not really into it anymore. Yeah, it's okay. Um, AJ Styles came out and during Shane McMahon's announcement about the basic brand draft or whatever it's called. Um, so they shake hands, and then he pretty much Styles just kind of puts him in his place basically and just says, "This is my show," you know, which I agree with it because the past some odd months, AJ Styles has owned SmackDown. He's pretty much beat everybody up. Um, then we get the Wyatt and Rowan versus Harper and Orton, which isn't me, but does that make no sense whatsoever? Because several months ago they weren't even on the same page. They hated one another, so that makes no sense to me. I'm not even sure why they're even booking that. Um, I don't know, but anyways, I think the tag team division on SmackDown is gonna get better because, if you bring other tag teams in the fold from NXT, um, like DIY, like why are they not even? Shouldn't they be on SmackDown? Shouldn't they be fighting like American Alpha? I mean, or the Usos. I mean, that makes no sense to me at all. And I don't even think Rhino's even on the roster anymore. I think that he was released. So, I think Heath Slater is still there. But, anyways, the SmackDown Women's Division looked pretty solid. I'm glad that they're going to be bringing in some other people. We'll just see. We'll just see what happens. Yeah. So that's kind of where wrestling is right now. This is the Drizzle Wrestling Show episode. I think it's like 5 or 6. So